back years ago, there was a song popular by AC/DC, rock band, called Who Owns Who? Who Owns You? That's what this video is about. You know what causes a lot of stress? Stuff. The pursuance of stuff. You know, when you die, you can't take it with you. People talk about living a simple, stress-free life. They won't do what it takes to live a simple, stress-free life. I know a man named Danny. Know him very well. And he told me a few years ago, he's never had a car payment in his life. He's always bought cars that were older, what maybe some people wouldn't bother buying. And if they needed work on them, he's not a mechanic, but if it's something simple or he can get a friend to help him with, he'd try to keep it going, and then he'd run the wheels off of it. And when he was done with the car, he'd scrap it out, go pay cash for another car. He never had a lot of money, but he had enough to buy a car without payments, which means he never had any full coverage insurance payments he had to deal with, neither. There's a guy I like to watch on YouTube. I just recently come across him. You know, I'm a biker. I ride a motorcycle. Not a hardcore, outlaw kind. I've been around them in my teen years and my early years. Knew quite a few of them. But anyway, Scotty, Scooter Tramp Scotty. And when he was about 30 years old, he's, I guess, about 63 or 64 now, he decided he'd had enough of chasing stuff. He said, all my stress, he said, I get money in one hand and it goes out the other. And just so I can have stuff. At the time he had a house, a business, a roofing business, 2 cars and a work truck, and his motorcycle. And he said, I kept the tools because I still do roofing work, but got rid of the house, got rid of the cars, kept the motorcycle, and rented a small trailer on someone's land for a little bit of money, just like a home base. You just start going across country. And then he got to a point where he's like, I'm never here. So he quit with his home base. His home's his motorcycle. And you should watch him, Scooter Tramp Scotty. He owns a motorcycle, a tent, and a few other things, and that's it. That's all he wants. That's all he needs. You know what? I'm sure his stress is on a very low level. Too many people buy cars, houses that they can't afford, or that is high up on their, they can afford it, but barely. And man, the way real estate prices have gone up lately, cars and trucks, oh my goodness. Try and buy a brand new truck. It's crazy. You're buying luxury and all you want's a work truck. It's crazy. I'm not having any more of it. I'm not doing any more of it. I will never buy a new truck. They have priced themselves out of my market, and even if I had the money for it, I wouldn't pay for it because I'm just not going to do it. I don't want to insult nobody out there. I'm just not going to do it. You get attached to stuff, and then you pay bills to keep your stuff, and then you got to buy a bigger place to keep more of your stuff. It's a never-ending cycle, and it's a lot of stress involved. My mantra for years and years has been stress-free living. You know, the funny thing about a simple life is sometimes it ain't so simple. I watch these homestead channels, and these guys, couples, families, whatever, going back to simple living, growing their own food and all that stuff. But you know, ain't nothing simple about it. There's a reason why back years ago the farmers started moving to the cities. You ever try growing a garden? Some people are better at it than others. It's a constant battle with me. Bugs, heat, disease, you're in a constant battle. So it's not simple. Maybe gratifying. I would imagine very gratifying to know that you grew your own food. I have chickens. We get our own eggs. That's gratifying, plus they're great eggs. You won't buy them eggs at the grocery store. Simple living. Easy living. The world's a rat race. I don't want no part of it. I never have wanted to be a part of it. I don't have to have the biggest. I don't have to have the best. Don't have to have the most expensive. I'm not a materialistic person. I know a guy who had a very successful business. He promised his wife when it got to a certain point, he'd build this big, huge house. And I was at his house after he built it. And he said, do you know where my favorite place is? And we was out in front of his house. And I thought he was going to point to his game room or something like that. And I said, no. I said, where's it at? He said, right over there by that tree. He said, I sit down on the ground. And he said, I take a little pine straw and chew on it and just sit and think. He said, the only reason why I have this house is because my wife wanted it. And, you know, some people are like that. They want the biggest house. You know, more power to them, I guess. It's not my dream. Everybody wants to know what the answer is to stress-free living. It's not taking your money from one hand and put it in the other to give to someone else. That's the answer. That's the answer right there. I'll probably remember things I meant to say on this video when I get done. That may show up on another video, or it may never show up at all. But this is something that's been on my mind. I'm going to make a bunch of little videos probably about just odds and ends things that are on my mind. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Maybe I'll get back doing cemetery videos. I'm getting ready to retire, so I have more time to do that. Find the stories, research, and whatnot. Anyway, look here. Y'all have a good day.